right, so I'm out here on my deck where my plants are right now. They're absolutely doing better than they've done in years past on the deck, I think, and I attribute that really to the curtains that we have now out here, because the sun will really beat down over the afternoon times. And so I thought I would just kind of go around and talk to you a little bit about having plants out. And then we live in the Midwest, but having plants out on the deck. Everything's kind of messy right now, but I was rearranging. We had a terrible storm the other night that kind of knocked everything around. But I have been repotting. I've got kind of some of my repotting stuff right here, or things that need to be taken care of. But everything's doing okay, pretty much. And then, that one probably, my luxurians probably need some water. What I do for watering, I know this looks pretty crazy here, but I have a cart, and then I just put like plants on it to kind of cover it a little bit. But that's just tap water that we often use. Not purifier, but there's a type of conditioner that you can use. And then maybe I should just clean this all up, and you guys will do this. So this one I just repotted and it's not happy. So this is actually just a juniper. I think I'll probably put that actually in the ground, because I think it would probably do a little bit better. I'm kind of surprised it's not doing that great. It doesn't look very happy though. So I'm going to do something different with that. But I'm going to kind of walk around here and just kind of show you guys some different things. I've got a Syngonium albo here that's really fast grower, like most Syngoniums. Got a few spots on it, but I put it on these kind of moss poles right here. These moss poles, I don't like them because I feel like the whole point of moss poles is to help the roots from the nodes areas get into the moss. And it just doesn't do it on this. So I don't even water the moss pole now. I just use it more of a stake. So I'll probably change that at some point. But look at those pretty leaves. Aren't they beautiful? Got a little bit of burn there. But they're really pretty. These are kind of some older ones, but this I propagated with that too. It's very easy. I've got a ton of angel wing begonias. They're really easy to take care of. They are easy to propagate as well. I've got Anthurium cutiquince, which this is actually, I cut the leaves off because it had scale, and I treated it, and so now it's just getting ready to hopefully grow back. Then I got Florida Ghost, which, by the way, I've propagated this 1,000 times, and this is kind of over by the wind, so it's getting a little, and also for some reason it's getting a little greener. But I have a bunch of these in some terrariums that I have downstairs, and they love the pink lights, and they will turn almost like not white completely, but it's really pretty. So this one's not quite as white. I mean, they're usually even lighter than that, which is kind of cool, but this was an extra one that I propagated. Ooh, and the leaf, look at this one. This one was also one that was having issues. The leaves are a little weird, but I still love the Anthurium pedatum. There's also a Philodendron pedatum. So sometimes it's easy to get those two. They don't look anything alike, but I guess they maybe do in a way, but the Philodendron pedatum is kind of like trailing, it's vining. But yeah, so that's cool, because this gets really big and it's just a different looking leaf. So I really like this one. That one was struggling a little bit, but it's doing a lot better. Just a simple kind of, I call it a Frankenstein pot that I did from cuttings. This used to be a Snow White. And if you know anything about Snow Whites, this is it's just a form of Marble Queen, a lighter form. And then I got a neon in there, and this one was kind of being neglected downstairs. And so I just brought it up and I'm like, okay, I need to put some more dirt in the top here. If you want to fill in bald spots and any kind of like pothos and things like that, what you can do is just cut some where they have the nodes and then put them in there, and they'll shoot off a hormone that basically helps them to kind of start growing and saying, hey, better do something here, otherwise you're going to be in trouble. I've got a heart leaf there. Everybody's all over the variegated heart leaf. I don't have one, but I don't know why I'm not super like thrilled with the variegated heart leaf. I guess just because it's something different is why everyone really enjoys that one. Here, what do we got here? We got I can never say this one right, but the Abatopoense, I think is how you say it. This is another propagation that I have from downstairs of the mama. And some of these ones over here, they're the closest to the wind. Like this poor Patricia, she does not look like this normally. I need to move her because she is doing rough here with you can see the tatteredness on there. So, but she is such a beauty. She's absolutely beautiful. Her leaves are just spectacular, but she's not looking very good over here. I've got a not pearls, enjoy. The way that you can tell the difference between the enjoy and the pearls and jade, is that the enjoy is a lot more well demarcated, or like you can see the differences between the white and the kind of the silver and the green, whereas the pearls and jade, you get a lot more of the modeling, or like this kind of like those little speckles in there. This is just a lot more uniform as far as the color variation there, and or I shouldn't say uniform as far as the color variation, but just a lot more, the only word I can use is demarcated. It's like basically like sharp edges with the colors, and it doesn't kind of bleed into the other part. This is a shrimp plant, which I never get up on this thing. This thing is always, dies back completely. I probably need to fertilize it a bit more, but I can't give up on this thing because this thing looks so beautiful when it blooms. If you know about the shrimp plants. It's really pretty spectacular. Then I've got a pink princess here, which I probably need to stake back up. I've got kind of some Tradescantia there. Like I said, the Patriciae, poor Patriciae. I've got down here, you can't really probably see it that much, but I have not a white knight, but a white wizard there. And then I've got a philodendron black cardinal. I've got this is a Anthurium silver blush, which she was struggling a couple times with some different, so she's kind of been on her own. Then this is called a Crochanda. I think it's a type of hibiscus, but it has not bloomed for me. This is another one of those ones where I can't give up on it. It will get very dramatic when it's ready, when it needs water, and so the leaves, and it takes about a day to recover once you water it. So I guess the moral of the story there is it likes a lot of water, and the leaves will show you. So if you're really someone that needs some kind of indicator, this is definitely one right here. Super pretty. I've had it for several years, and it just wasn't reblooming for me, and I thought, well, maybe it's not a rebloomer. Maybe it's done, one and done. But no, look at that. And the biggest difference, I think there's two differences, is that I fertilized it a lot more, and then I have it out in kind of the brighter space than what it was in before. Then moving on, I've got my albo, which I absolutely love. I actually got this albo as a cutting. The bottom leaves are kind of turning that brown. The reason why that is obviously the white parts, they're not getting kind of I don't want to say the nutrients that they receive, but the chlorophyll. And so the biggest thing that you could do to prevent that is there is silica. I haven't tried it yet, but that's what I hear all the time, and I'm going to do it at some point. But they're still beautiful. You can see the top leaves here. And I think I got this from a cutting of like just one or two leaves, and it's just done spectacular. Then I've got my Columbia. My Philodendron Columbia. I love this one. I absolutely love it. I got an Aglaonemia here. I think this is like Silver Bay Aglaonemia. I've got a Hoya up here, which I can't remember. I always forget the one. And I got a variegated Burl Marx that I kind of tied up there. I've got the, oh gosh, I can't even think of it right now, but you guys know hopefully know what I'm talking about with this one. I don't tricolor. I don't know where my brain's blanking on this one, but it's a tricolor. It's in the same family as Calatheas, or basically same family. I don't know what my problem is. I know the name of it, but I can't remember. What else do I got here? What else do I have here, I should say? I have, ooh, pretty, look at that. This is a beefsteak begonia. I will tell you, when you have your plants outside, you're going to have maybe a little bit more crisping on the leaves. You're going to have wind damage. So if you're thinking about putting plants out on the deck, just know that is going to be something. But they absolutely love the light. You'll see bigger leaves usually. Even when you have them indoors under grow lights, you'll still see bigger leaves. So that's really a nice thing about putting them outdoors, but you do get more tattered leaves as well. That's why the curtains have helped quite a bit. But if you have a bad storm, you're going to get all kinds of leaves and leaf issues, and leaves are going to fall. That just happens. I've got a Veitchii, which it's got a new leaf coming up. This gets huge. It's got a big one right there. Really big one right there. Look at that. And then I've got an air plant underneath there. What else do I got here? I've got, this one's kind of I can't even remember the name of this one, but I think this is a type of anthurium. But this is just growing in a cup of sphagnum moss, so it's kind of funny. Ooh, I got a new leaf. I got a new leaf there. I can't remember if this is we have a hybrid. Ooh, that's a pretty new leaf. Look at that. Yeah, I can't remember if I don't think it's the hybrid. I think actually this might be, I don't know why I did not put, let me see if maybe the tag fell off. Nope. I don't know what I did with the tag. That's crazy. Maybe, well, I don't know. So I feel like this might have been, I don't think it's the crystallinum. I don't know. I can't remember, but you guys put what you think it is because, yes, tricolor stramanthe. Thank you. Oh my gosh. It was like my brain was just not completely woken up. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Paulina. And then I've got a luxurians that I need to water because she's looking a little bit unhappy right now. Got a lot of inflorescence hanging up there. Let's see if there's any kind of sap or dew on it. Then I got Abiliate, which, it's always a pretty standard plant. I've got a pretty standard staple plant. And then I've got a Chantieri, Alocasia Chantieri, which is a cool looking texture. I got this little fun one right here, which is a type of philodendron. And I repotted this one recently because this is Doriaki. It was not looking too happy. And this is the way I actually bought it. It was kind of expensive. It looks like it might have got some... but this is the way that it came. But I was like, I don't see Doriakis where I live very often. And it was actually cheaper than what I would be able to probably get it online. So I went in and got it, but I did repot it, and I think it is doing a little bit better with the curling of leaves and things like that. I've got some sphagnum moss, which is always fun. Here is another example of the color actually that the ghost gets. It gets like this color. Isn't that just beautiful? I love that color, even though it's not shaped like the typical, but it's really pretty. Let's see what else I've got here. I've got another Hoya. I got this one here that's a pretty solid plant. Another Anthurium velvety heart. And then this one had a little bit of spider mite damage. And then I've got a Rio down there. I have a cutting of the Syngonium confetti, which is really pretty. This will start to kind of revert a little bit if you get out of light, but if you have too much light, then sometimes it can start to fade out as well. So, I've got a banana plant there, which I'm still figuring out. And I've got a maculata right there. And I'll tell you one thing that's really just underrated. I'll tell you what, this Summer Glory is just beautiful. It is just a spectacular plant that I feel like is underrated. I really do. And it is something that really should be talked about more because look at those velvety leaves. And it's really easy to grow. It's not hard at all to grow. I've got some of my alocasias over there. I've got another Stramanthe. I've got a cactus fern, that thing that's kind of zigzag looking. Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate that. And then these are kind of ones that are just like, I don't want to say the neglected ones, but the ones that I'm not focusing as much. I should be though. But got a bunch of different alocasias over there. I decided to kind of put them all the same. This was one downstairs, the Trubii. The Scindapsus Moonlight, and it's a great one to have. It's a pretty solid one. It sometimes gets neglected as well. I actually had this downstairs and it was dry as a bone, and I just gave some water and voila, look at that. It looks really pretty. So, but I mean, I say all the time that even though a plant can sometimes do really well in conditions where it's not really the best conditions, that doesn't mean that they like those kind of conditions, and that doesn't mean they're going to thrive in those conditions necessarily, but that you still can probably keep them alive. But that's not what we want our plants to thrive, and that's really what I'm working on right now. I haven't been getting any extra plants. When's the last time you think I got a plant? It's been a while.
It's been
a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Well,
so
wait,
did I get one recently? Yeah. Did I get one?
I was gonna say because just Friday I got two.
What is it? Oh, well, these are not houseplants. I got these were for outside. I got landscaping.
Yeah, sure, they don't count.
They don't count. They're not houseplants.
These don't count as houseplants.
They don't. So yeah, I got some limelight
okay, so
and
this and the And the Albert spruce and
Yeah, these don't count.
Don't count.
Yeah,
Got
these are just really pretty little staples. Look at that, just broke off. I love hydrangeas that are like this. Sometimes the smaller ones are the ones I don't even know what variety they are, but I don't like as much. It's not that I don't like them. I just feel like they're harder to care for. But these are really easy. I have.
Okay, so these don't count.
These don't count. No.
Okay. And if I get them, they don't count either. Right?
No, if you get them, they count too.
Okay.
But
So if I get them, they count. Man, but it's been at least a month.
Yeah, so I'm trying to be really good about because.
Which is forever
but
in
that,
our time.
Yeah, it is. It's been more. I feel like it's been even longer than that.
I feel like it has been.
Look at that Veitchii leaf. The Veitchii just impresses me. At first when I got the Veitchii, I was like, oh, I don't know, but then I don't know. This thing doesn't even take very much care. And it just keeps shooting out leaves. And the other one that doesn't take much care and does great is the Bessier. The Bessier is really just like we really like the Bessier. She's been with us for a long time, and she's got some burnt edges on. Okay, we'll say. Well, I don't know. I guess I shouldn't assume, but and we got all these inflorescence everywhere. Oh my goodness, there's another inflorescence from something. I don't know what.
The Bessier because
What?
Dad.
I got. Oh yeah, we've got some hybrids. And we got Audrey ficus, and then I got a dubii back there. Which, do you know anything about dubiis? You know that the dubiis, they really get when they get mature, they don't look anything like the small. I prefer the small look of it because it just looks a little bit more. I don't know, fake like looking. Sometimes I like fake looking plants. I don't know why. Thank you. Mivanka, I think. Mivanka. Thank you very much. It's, these are ones that I think we all have been going through this little stage where we've gotten too many plants. And then now we're like, what do we do with all of them? What do we do with all of them? And so I think we're all kind of trying to slow down on purchasing more things. And a lot of us are trying to maybe focus more on how to care better, or maybe even to get rid of plants. And I hate to say get rid of, but you know what I mean, to either give away or to, some people sell. I have a hard time selling plants. I don't like doing it. I feel like even when the plant's not the greatest looking, I just don't like doing it. I don't know what it is. I feel attached to the plants, and he will do it, but I just don't like doing it. Even when I have propagations, I'd almost rather give it away than sell it for some weird reason. I don't know. Maybe, sometimes I feel like I need applications for like people that who like to take care, because I do look at it as my plant journey of saying, hey, I want to make sure that I know about each and one of these plants, and that I treat them better, and that I'm learning about them. And I have so much to learn. I'm kind of switching up my soil. But I've been doing this a long time, and that's the thing about, I guess, any hobby is you're just constantly learning, and that's maybe don't be afraid to switch things up. So if you want to stop buying plants and you want to start learning more about how to take care of the ones that you have, the soil, the pH, different lighting, different growth patterns, things like that. Definitely there are lots of things that you can do where you can scale down, and you don't have to feel like, you have to have 1,000 plants. It definitely is something that I think we are all kind of feeling that a little bit as we are coming out of a time where we weren't able to travel as much, and now people are wanting to travel more. We actually went on a vacation for 7 days, and I was very nervous about that, because this is not just all the plants that I have. I have a whole plant room downstairs, and I have downstairs below the deck have kind of some of the bigger plants. I have inside plants. I have a lot. And I think that the last probably 2 months, I was kind of getting a little bit, not neglectful, but just not taking care of them, not going down, not getting the same joy that I had from before. And now I'm kind of getting back into it as I'm doing videos and things like that. So I'm going to be doing a lot more videos on how to care for them properly. And I do that for me in particular, to learn more about them as well. And then I like to give my experience from them, but everyone's got different experience. I think, from, your growth habitat, like wherever the plant is in your home, or different treatments that you've tried, things like that. I think pest control becomes a very difficult thing. When you have a lot of plants, sometimes it can be very difficult. There are those beneficial insects and things like that that I know a lot of people are kind of moving towards, and I really like the idea of that. So I'm all for anything that's just on the natural end of things. But I know I also don't want to get a bunch of those natural pest, I guess you could say. Not pest, it wouldn't be called pest, I guess, just insects. I don't want to get them, and then because I still have that long-lasting granules that are like treatment for insecticide, I wouldn't want to hurt those. I wouldn't want to hurt those natural pest controllers or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, so anyways, but I wanted to get on here and just show you guys just a little bit of the deck. And I know that if you have any requests, I know that a lot of people like to know about specific plants, so just let me know if you have any specific questions. You can inbox me and let me know if you have any questions in particular. Maybe I'll do a video on it if I can find the time, hopefully. And then definitely, and this is, let me just show you something real quick here. So like for instance, when they're new leaves, they're very delicate. And so this is what happens, and this actually just happened while we're standing out here and talking, but you can see how that new leaf there is, it's not as kind of like hardened up as the older leaves, but it already has a rip just from me just picking it up. And I think that's part of the reason why it stays curled a little bit, maybe. Who knows? I don't know for sure. But it's definitely something that I would say that you have to be really careful. That's going to happen when it's out on the deck. Another tip real quick here is if you're not caring about, oh, that's different. Sorry, just looking there. That's different. The king has this must be the pollen inflorescence. It's got two inflorescence at the same time. That's interesting. Weird. Maybe it will pollinate itself because these are older, right? No, that looks new. So the purplish pink burgundy, whatever that color is, it looks like it's an older one because it's got pollen on it. So maybe we just might get some seeds from this one, because if that's got some pollen coming, that one's looking a little bit old with the pollen, but maybe we'll see. But anyways, so but yeah, so if you are trying to take care of your plants though, anytime that you see, which I think anytime that you see these little inflorescence coming up, if you're not really wanting to do anything with them, I would cut them off, because that takes a lot of energy from your plant. So just to kind of a heads up on that, I don't know if that will help at all, but definitely I would say cut them off, because they can take a lot of definitely can take a lot of energy from your plant. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. I might be on here later, and I've been repotting a lot of my plants and kind of cleaning them up, so that's what I've been doing on a lot of the lives. So definitely see me back on here if you guys have to be on. If you happen to be on here and you have any questions, I will be on here later. You guys take care and have a good rest of your day.